Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. And thank you to my lovely, fabulous moderators for being there for me as I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm running a little late today. I had my alarm set for 8:30 like normal so that I can get up and I can have my cup of coffee and get ready and everything. And yeah, Phoenix came into my room at about 9:50 and was like, Ma, do you have a live chat this morning? I was like, why? What time is it? It's 9:50. Oh, fabulous. Wonderful. And what kills me about that is that Phoenix told me that this happened to them and their alarm. And what we thought happened was that Phoenix hit the snooze button and didn't realize it in their sleep. But I can tell you, I did not hit the snooze button. Something is going on with the iPhone alarms. So now I feel bad because as a parent, I like blamed them. You must have hit the snooze button. That doesn't, like it was, you know. So yes, good morning. Hi, how are you? Thank you to the moderators for being here. I understand if you have to dip out early because I did not tell you that we were going to be 40 minutes late for chat today. And thank you all for waiting if you were waiting for a live chat. And hopefully this is a good time for you. So we're going to continue for the full hour and go until 11:40 a.m. Eastern time. And with that being said, I was thinking yesterday, I said, you know, what could we chat about today? And something that I haven't talked about in a while is just what having YouTube for a job really means, because it is a weird job. It's a very odd job. It's something that there isn't a lot of transparency around unless you go searching for it. And then even then, there's certain things where people like won't tell you things. I do feel uncomfortable talking about money though, which is I'll skirt around it just because that doesn't just affect me, it affects other people. So I try not to go too deep into the money piece of it. If it just affected me, I'd tell you everything because I don't care. But when it affects other people, then I need to be considerate of that. And people's perception of what YouTubers make and everything. But I can tell you little bits here and there, which we might touch on a little bit. But I figure we would just talk about why YouTube is, how YouTube's such a weird job and what I like and what I don't like about it. And if I have any regrets and what I wish were different. I also wanted to kind of touch on some things that I've heard that are coming down the pike with YouTube itself. There are some changes that are coming and happening that are really exciting. That YouTube, they had a big conference for people that do YouTube education content. So like my friend Shelly from Shelly Saves the Day, Roberto Blake, who else does that? Nick Nimmin, and like all the people that do all the things that give you advice, Daryl Eves, YouTube advice people. They just had a big conference where they got to talk to the CEO of YouTube and talk about all the things that are coming. And it really is very exciting. Roberto was calling it the next renaissance of YouTube, that it's really going to change everything. So I thought we would touch on some of those things as well. But I wasn't there and I haven't it's all through what I heard, which is what they heard. So things may not be 100%. As far as how much I know. So with that being said, let's take just a moment to say hello to the people that are here live that waited for me. So thank you so much. In the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. Let's see who's here. We have Chloe popping in first. Hello, Chloe. So good to see you. And my friend Teresa. Hello. Thank you for being here. And thank you to Flory and to Steph and Audra for being here. If you are able to make it, thank you. I know Teresa and Flory are both floating around because I talked to them before chat. Hello, Cynthia. Good morning to you in sunny California. I will be there tomorrow in Palm Springs. I have to check the weather. It's supposed to be like 100 degrees this coming week. Why? One thing that's cool, though, is I do get to see the team from Sigma that I got to spend time with in Minnesota. A lot of them are going to be in Palm Springs, so I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see the other creators, which is also something we can talk about if you all want to. Hello, Genevieve. Good morning to you. Good morning, Crystal. Crystal says, good morning, Collective Brain. SoCal is finally down to the 60s and 70s. Feels so good. Nice. Nice. I wish I was getting that in Palm Springs tomorrow. And then the rest of the week, it's supposed to be like 190s. It's not supposed to get down to the 70s until that's like the low for the evening. Oh my gosh, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Catherine, good morning to you. Catherine says, love the James Charles video this week. Currently getting over COVID. Excited for chat. Well, I hope that you feel better soon. COVID is, ugh, did not enjoy. 0 out of 10. Did not enjoy. I got it for the first time in July. I managed to avoid it. My whole family had it before me. And I think my teacher immunities were kicking in somehow or something. I don't know why I didn't get COVID. I should have gotten COVID multiple times. Maybe it's the vaccines, possibly. Don't know. Could have been the vaccines. But I didn't get COVID. Well, my family got vaccines too, though. So I don't know. I don't know why the world I didn't get it. But I finally got it in July, and it was not fun. So I hope that you feel better soon. And thank you for the compliment on the James Charles video. I've been having a lot of technical issues. I don't know if Mercury's in retrograde or what, but I've been having a lot of computer technical issues over the past couple days. And I'm very thankful it was able to get out because I need to figure out what's going on with my computer. Thankfully, I'm on a different computer right now. We're on the live stream computer, so we're good. And this is a PC down in my basement that I pretty much use just for live streaming. Such a Sharma. Did I say that right? Hopefully. Good morning from Maryland, neighbor. What? Hello, neighbor. What's up? Hi, neighbor. There's Flory. Hi, Flory. And Jennifer, good morning to you. Oh, I love that. I don't know what language that is, but that looks cool. Good morning. I'm not going to attempt it because I don't want to butcher it, but good morning to you. Good morning, Tina. Tina's in the Midwest. Finally, a nice rainy, cloudy day. Perfect to sleep in. Should I try this? Mino Kizep. Mino Kizep. So Mino Kizep to you. If you're watching this, good morning to you. Hopefully I said it okay. I don't know what kind of accent I'm supposed to have because I don't know what language that is. And hopefully I didn't say anything inappropriate and someone's just tricked me. Jen, what's up, Jen? Jen from Indy Kitty 1, almost 4 years. Yes, hugs, be safe. Thank you. You too. I met Jen once in Indianapolis. Hello, Shell. 25 months. Thank y'all so much for being members for so long. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate you so much. All right, so let us, oh, there's Audra. Hi, Audra. What's up? Good morning to everybody. Jess Bailey says, I don't do all the star sign stuff, but it is always about Mercury when things go wrong. Is it always about Mercury when things go wrong? I feel like that's when we always say colloquially. Yeah, I think it's the like one where technology is supposed to be going wonky. Yeah, and I think there's a difference between astrology and, well, I guess is Mercury, I guess Mercury in retrograde is astrology. Because I feel like at some point it kind of goes into astronomy, because if you think about like how the moon affects the waves on the earth, we know that scientifically to be true. So really the theory is that the other planets also affect us here on earth the way that the moon affects the waves. That's the theory behind it. But I don't know. I don't know a lot about that stuff, so don't quote me on that. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to mention, just to get us kind of warmed up into this, is something really cool that YouTube, I think, is rolling out first, at least according to Roberto, is auto dubbing, which is going to be very interesting. So if you do speak another language, it's supposed to take my voice and the other YouTubers that you watch and dub our voices in other languages automatically, which is going to be really interesting. I don't know if they're just rolling out certain languages at first, like maybe the Romance languages or what, but that is something else. It's really going to be pushing a lot of like AI features. So hopefully this is like the good kind of AI and not the scary kind. So auto dubbing is something they're going to be rolling out, which hopefully will help people's content to reach more people across the world, because not everybody speaks English. That's what it comes down to. Everybody speaks English. So that should be really interesting. The other one that I've heard about that sounds very interesting, especially I feel like for my channel in a very selfish way, is something called Hype is what it's called. It's called Hype. And basically, if you have a channel that's under 500,000 subscribers, it gives your audience a way to, quote, give you hype. Okay. And it's like a leaderboard, like a ranking board where your audience can vote for you to be on this hype leaderboard. where you can go over and find other channels that other people in their communities are enjoying. And you can then find new channels that way. So I think that that's like huge, especially for this channel. Like that's a big deal because I feel like we're in a good place where we're all very much in a love fest, me and you, where I'm loving my content. A lot of people are, well, some people are not loving my content and unsubscribing because they're used to me doing other things. But the people that are loving the things that I'm doing are really loving it. So this is an opportunity for y'all to really like boost me if you want to in this whole hype thing. Once I get over if I get over 500,000 subscribers, I wouldn't qualify anymore for it. But that could be something cool to kind of like, I think I might actually have a shot at doing some of that, like at like being, hyped by you guys, which is really, really cool. And I'm so excited. I think that might be something really neat. Uh, what is this? Oh, wait, hold on. Audra says, LOL, I don't like this feature either. I guess I'm a certified hater. It just feels like it makes things competitive and I don't like that feeling. Yeah, and I totally hear that. I totally hear that. But I feel like it gives a shot for people that don't have over 500,000 subscribers to get in front of new eyes. And I think that that's good. I think that that's a good thing. And yeah, people may take it as competitive, but will I personally care if I don't make the hype board and someone else does? No, I will not care. So I think that it's just like why I like, I see it as, I don't know, maybe I'm just, rose colored glasses on this, but I think that it's really cool. I do. I do. Emma says that's a unique way of doing things. If they split into channel sizes, see, that would be amazing. Like under 1,000, under 10,000, under 100,000, and under 500,000. See, that's the way it needs to be. Absolutely. It needs to be like that. And I would love if it is. I don't know if it will be, but I would love if that's what it is because it's not fair for people that are under, well, I don't know how they're going to do it though. Like, how are they going to calculate it? So if you have, let's say, 5,000 subscribers, is it going to be a percentage of your total views, like, or your total number of subscribers hyping you that'll push you onto these leaderboards? Like, how will that be calculated? You know what I mean? Like someone with 10,000 followers shouldn't need as many people hyping them as I would at 300 and something, right? So I'm really curious how that's going to work. And I think that that's really smart and a really good option. So we will see. We will see. Millie says, ooh, that sounds super exciting. My little 2,700 can come through. Hey, you know what? You could though. If it's the way that Emma's saying, it could be like that. We'll just have to wait and see, but supposedly that is not going to, supposedly that's not going to roll out for a little while. I'm thinking, this is my imagining out of my own brain with nothing behind it, that it'll roll out closer to the end of the year, or if not, in the new year, but we'll see. And then Audra responds, I agree with Emma. 1,000 to 500,000 subs is a huge leap and will likely not benefit smaller channels. Oh, absolutely. Well, unless they hook it up where people with 1,000 followers maybe need 20 people to hype them. You know what I mean? And maybe I need 20,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be like proportionate, right? I don't know, but will that work though? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm assuming YouTube has a plan and they've thought through this. So we'll see. But that's a weird thing about my job. Being on YouTube. That is a weird thing in that we never know what's going to happen with this job. And I know there are a lot of jobs like that where you don't know what the people in charge are going to do and how that's going to affect you in the long run. And it's right now, all of my eggs are in the YouTube basket. I don't make money from anything else. This is my only job. I'm not really on Instagram. I'm not really on TikTok. I'm not doing a lot of that. I don't rely a lot on sponsorships. Sponsorships have been really weird lately. I have not had a lot of sponsorship offers lately, which is very odd. I think it's because my channel numbers are growing and my bracket for pay is going up. And I think that also the bigger your channel is, you're not considered a micro influencer anymore, or a, I don't know what the levels are. Once you get to a certain point, the impact of how many conversions that you can give for sales goes down, actually. If you're under a certain number of subscribers, you're more likely to get sales than if you're over a certain amount, because your audience is more likely to be more engaged and more likely to make purchases. So even like the companies that used to reach out to me all the time with offers just 6 months ago are no longer reaching out to me. So that is really weird and a little concerning. But I guess that's just the way that it is. That is the job that I chose. So right now, my income is 90% based on the ad revenue off of my videos, which thankfully has been very good. But it's a little scary because every single YouTube video is monetized differently. So it's all based on the YouTube algorithm and artificial intelligence on their end, how much I get paid off of each video. And I don't know what I'm going to get paid when I spend a month on a video. I have no idea. I could get the same number of views and get half as much money because the YouTube AI algorithm thing glitched, and I have no recourse. So that's something that's really stressful about this job that I do not like. But there are so many things that I absolutely love, absolutely love. It might be the economy, JD Bird. It might be the economy. I don't know, but I see a lot of other people getting sponsorships, so I don't know. It could be the economy. It could be. Oh no. Or one thing I've talked to a friend of mine about is that I've kind of developed an anti-consumerism audience, so it's possible that y'all aren't buying the things. And that's discouraging sponsors from taking me up again, which is fine. Please don't buy anything just to support me. I still stand by that 100%. But there is a consequence to that mindset for me, in that I may not get the repeat sponsorships if they're not getting the return on their investment. So that's another thing to consider. TCAT says, Jen, you really could make a lot more money if you started to post on TikTok for sure. You're so experienced and knowledgeable. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really feel like well, let me tell you what happened when I went on TikTok. So I reposted a clip from live chat from a couple weeks ago of me talking about Jaclyn Hill and her lying and her incessant lying about the lipsticks. And the Jaclyn Hill stands are not nice. I'll just tell you that. So the Jaclyn Hill stands, they insulted my makeup skills. They said that I was a hater. They said, they basically insulted everything that they could possibly insult about me, for daring to say that Jaclyn Hill's a liar, because she actually did lie. So, TikTok's a different world, and I think that it's something that I need to get used to, because it's almost like, do you remember how there were YouTubers that were trying to have TV shows and they didn't quite go, most of them, as planned? I feel like crossing over from YouTube to TikTok is kind of like that, in that the type of content over there and the way that you make it and how it all works over there is just so different. And figuring out how I personally fit into TikTok is a challenge for me. What do I do over there? How do I do the thing? I don't know. I don't know. So it's all about figuring that out. And I thankfully have an event that I'm going to called Creators and Friends. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, bright and early, with my friend Linda from the channel Glitter Fallout, who you should definitely go check out. I love her so much. Linda and I are flying out early tomorrow to go to Creators and Friends. We have a day, just the two of us, and then we're going out to dinner with a bunch of people that are getting there early. And I'm going to get to ask them about TikTok and how they've managed to move their content over there and what they think about it, because that is definitely not a strength of mine. And I think that I could do more on TikTok, because I think that there could be, even just more people knowing who I am. because the audience over there is so different, I think would be beneficial. Even if I don't directly profit from TikTok, just more people knowing my face over there, I think would be good. Just Bailey was asking TCAT, I feel like TikTok doesn't value experience or knowledge. Do you disagree? I think that TikTok, the algorithm values how long someone watches, and that's it. So it's about creating content over there that people like. They give you that little hook sentence in the beginning. They give you a reason to watch, and then they continue, and it takes them sometimes a little bit to get to that point, but it's that initial hook sentence. Like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to the beauty community. The blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, and trying to get people to stay. It's just a different type of content. Stella says, any advice for new creators who would like to start a channel in any space? Okay, so this is a great question. And I think that the most important thing, well, there's a few things. First thing is deciding whether you're doing it for fun or whether you want to do it for a job, because that's going to really mold how you approach your channel. Like, for example, Audra, who is one of my very best friends and who is here, Audra's channel is for fun. Audra's channel is a hobby, and Audra approaches it that way. And because of that, continues to enjoy creating content. Content over there is amazing, by the way. You should definitely go check out Audra Rains over on YouTube. Absolutely amazing content. A lot of commentary stuff. If you like my commentary stuff, go check out Audra. I was actually just watching the video Audra did on Gabby Hanna, because I don't know a lot about Gabby Hanna. I just know, some little things here and there. So that was a really, really good video. I'm about 90% through it, and I just have to watch the end of it. But yeah, doing it as a hobby changes your approach, because if you're doing it for a job, you have to think about a lot of different factors when creating content. And also, the other big thing I want to mention about it is that you cannot get discouraged by not a lot of people watching. You can't in the beginning. One thing I've learned a lot from the people that talk about this stuff is that it takes a good solid year of creating content to really feel like you might be getting anywhere, if that ever even happens. The YouTube doesn't guarantee anything ever to anybody. And you have to understand that it's not based on how hard you work. It's based on whether you're creating things that will get eyes on you in a different way that no one else is doing. And that is extremely, extremely difficult. And I don't know if I started my channel today, how well I would be doing. I don't know. But I do feel like I'm at a significant advantage having been on the platform for so long. So I think one thing that's really upsetting to people is when they invest a lot of time in it and then they feel like they're not gaining any traction, and then they blame themselves for it. And it's really upsetting. So going in with this is fun mindset, I'm enjoying this, not spending a ton of money on it, is the way to go, in my opinion. And just seeing whether you like it first before you go all in on it and get your heart all invested in it. And even see if you even like it at that point. And then take it from there and see how things are feeling. Just one step at a time, one step at a time. But I do believe that small channels can grow in 2024. I do. It's just really, really freaking hard. It's really hard. And just because someone isn't growing doesn't mean they're not creating good content. It's just not reaching eyes for one reason or another. So Audra Rains, AudraReins is the name of the channel. Yes, go check it out. Yes, Precious says, I would love to see more people like Jen over on TikTok. It's mostly commercials over there. Oh my gosh, so many commercials. The algorithm over there really rewards TikTok Shop and commercials. And that's one of the reasons why I don't enjoy it over there, because it's like my feed is mostly baby videos. I watch people showing their babies doing goofy things because that's not selling me anything, and it's enjoyable to watch and they're cute. Right now, that's what's on my feed is babies. Lots of babies. And it's like I kind of wish like that I could have had something like that when Phoenix was little, because Phoenix was really freaking funny. And Lil Jon too. Lil Jon was funny, but Little John never would have been on camera because that boy was typical. He was always running around in his diaper, and there's no way I would have put that on the internet. Um, where did this one go? Okay. Stop scrolling. Oh my goodness. Okay. MYT, how do you deal with the haters? I feel like some people have nothing else better to do than be hateful. Okay. So I've evolved. This is my Pokemon evolution right now. I have evolved a lot. I went through a lot of times of taking criticism very seriously. My problem, I'll tell you what my problem was. My problem was that I had the same mindset about the internet as I did with people in person. So I always grew up thinking in a regular, go to work job where you have coworkers and maybe your coworkers don't like you very much or whatever it is, or customers, or if one person tells you something about yourself that's negative, you can brush it off. But if two people who don't know each other tell you the same thing about yourself, that might be something to perk your ears up about and think about. If three people who don't know each other think the same negative thing about you, that's something to take seriously. That's something to take seriously. So when I had hundreds of people telling me negative things about myself, I took that very seriously. And that was a mistake because it's not the same thing. It's just not. When you have access, when your face is out there in front of thousands of people, people are going to form opinions, and they're going to be based on who you present yourself to be. So presenting yourself as who you are is really important if you want people to react to who you really are. But still, in that understanding that they don't know you, they only know what they've seen, and they may not have seen everything. They may have only seen one video. They may have only seen videos from years ago. They may have seen, you don't know what they've seen. So I do take it to heart when someone says something about me and it's a thing. But I really at this point think, is this accurate? Like really and truly, and really look inside and think, okay, where is this coming from? And is this accurate to who I really am? And what I'm finding now is that a lot of it is the answer is no. So I just have to let it go, and be aware that that is a critique that there is about, somebody has about me. Okay, I'm aware of that. Thank you for your feedback, and moving on with my life. The hardest thing is when there's a lot of people who are saying things, which thankfully right now I don't really have a lot of people. My biggest critique right now is that people don't like that I said I don't like Blair White. Because she does spread anti-trans rhetoric. Even though she is trans, she spreads anti-trans rhetoric. That's what she does, which doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But that's what she does. She spreads misinformation about what's happening in schools, what's happening in trans communities. She doesn't believe that non-binary is a thing, which hits me very personal. There's certain things I don't agree with her on so many different things, and I mentioned that in my last video, and a lot of people really upset with me about that, and that's fine. So what I do with that is, if it's really nasty, I've blocked them. But most of them, it's like, okay, we're allowed to have different opinions. And I'm much better now at letting it go when people have different opinions than me, that it's fine. People can have different opinions because we have a different awareness of certain situations. We have a different awareness of, we have a different perspective, and we have different levels of knowledge about different things. And that's okay. And that may lead us to different conclusions. And that's all right. And I just let it go. And that's how I'm dealing with things right now, is just, if someone says something nasty about me, I accept that it's okay to have different opinions. And I let it go. And I let it go. It's fine. Yes, Audra says I'm the high priestess of blocking. Ain't no way I'm having you come into my house and throw my food on the floor. Yes, and I'm the same way. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's I try to like think, is this person really trying to be nasty or they just have a different opinion? And that's my line. But yeah, people that are like really trying to hurt me, like there have been people recently who they liked my old content. They don't like the new content. They're very disappointed and they're not nice about it. Insulting and rude, and they get blocked. I remember when I had Tabitha on the team, Tabitha used to call them flounce messages, and I loved that term. And so when they're sending me a flounce message that's hateful, then they don't get to come back. Like, I'm sorry that you're unsubscribing. I'm sorry you're disappointed, but you're being really mean right now. So if you do decide to come back, and you won't be welcome in live chat, and I won't see your comments. So feel free, and goodbye and good luck, and I wish you well. And you're not welcome here anymore. Sorry. Yeah. Um, Yeah, Melissa says, I'm very happy that you included her comments on that topic. It's one of the few things she was right on. I also love that you called out who she typically is and how harmful her content is. Yeah. And I think that people that understand me, equal rights for others, it does not mean less rights for you. It's not pie. If people know that me like that, they're going to get that. But I have a lot of new people that don't know, that just they don't know, and that's okay. They don't have to. And we're in a very divided society when it comes to that stuff, and there's a lot of lies being told, like outright lies, like the whole thing about litter boxes in schools, the whole thing about surgeries on children, and sending kids to schools and they come back a different gender. Like, what is happening? Why are we telling these lies? And it's just it's people, it's getting repeated and repeated and repeated over and over again, and people like Blair perpetuate those lies, and that's what people end up believing, and they believe it more from her because she is trans, so she's extremely harmful. So that's just, but if people don't agree with me, that's fine too. Like, I hope they go educate themselves, but it's not my job, it's not my responsibility to take care of people. And that's another thing, is I realize it's not my responsibility. It's everybody's individual self's responsibility to educate themselves. It's not my responsibility to educate people. I'll put things out there and people can have whatever reaction they want and they can do what they want with it. But when it comes to change and when it comes to understanding the reality of the lived experiences of people, that's not on me. Like, people need to make that effort on themselves. Hi, Amira. Amira says, yeah, I'll just block you if you're rude or mean, period. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. How are we already at 30 minutes? How did that happen already? All right, real quick. Let's just go into what's on my face today. So I got this in PR from Too Faced. I was late to get this. This is the Happily in Love palette. And actually, it went on pretty nicely today. There's the palette. I don't think that this is a special palette, other than if you don't have a green like that and you really think you're going to use it. This is not a special palette in any way, but if you don't have this color stored and you really like it, so far I'm enjoying it. It is the typical Too Faced formula. This shade right here that I have all over my lid went on as a nice wash of color, but it doesn't have that creaminess that like an indie shadow would have. But I can't complain about it. It went on really, really easily, and I was in a rush today, so I'm not hating on this so far. I just know that I typically don't enjoy this formula, so I'm a little surprised at how much I enjoyed it. But this is the first time I've used it. The scent on it, it reminds me very mildly of when you go into a Michael's Arts and Crafts at the beginning of fall and they have the fake flowers smell like cinnamon. That's what it smells like, but I have to get my nose like right up on it to smell it. It doesn't smell very strong. On my face, I'm still using the Urban Decay Face Bond, set in PR, really loving that. On my cheeks today, I use also in PR the ColourPop shade Lucky You in their cream formula. Really enjoying that as well. I like this much better than the liquid formula personally. And then for bronzer, also set in PR, this is the Too Faced Natural Chocolate Bronzer. I absolutely love Too Faced bronzers. They knock these out of the park. And then for purchased, my lip gloss today, the La Mer. I use this again because I got this in that mystery box. If you enjoy live chat, go check out the mystery box unboxing that we did of the Liberty London one. It was an impromptu late night unboxing. And I got this. Is it worth however much this? No, absolutely not. It is a lip gloss. The packaging is really pretty. You're paying for the packaging. It is a nice lip gloss, but is it head and shoulders better than anything? No, absolutely not. It does smell like mint chocolate chip though, which I do love. And then I top that off with a shade from the Apple Yours palette. This is the shade Apple Sauced over here in the corner. And that is my lipstick today. All right. That is what is on my face today. Okay. So, all right. Any other questions about working as YouTube as a job, like specifically? The plumper did not work on this, Heidi. I don't think it plumps. It's just got a slight cooling feeling and then it goes away, which is fine with me. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yes. Citrine says, in a world of people hating fragrance, Jen is living her best life. You know, the story that we had in What's Up in Makeup today about the fragrance thing really did freak me out a little bit. But again, you have to take into consideration it was a rat study, but still, it's something that we need more information about. We need more information about that. But I do love fragrance stuff. I like things that smell good. I always have, always will. Yes, make sure you're registered to vote, please. Definitely make sure. Consider voting early. Tell your friends and family, make sure everybody's registered to vote. 100%. But yeah, YouTube has been a very interesting job. I think one of the things that I don't like about it is the fact that I have to get private insurance now, which is a US thing. I realize that. But private insurance is really, really expensive. I went and picked up a prescription a couple days ago and I went up to the counter and he said, "Oh, there's no charge for your prescription today." I was like, "Yeah, it's because I already paid for it in my premium." I already paid for it. Trust me, it's paid for because my insurance is really, really expensive, especially having 4 people on it. I do miss Baltimore County Public Schools insurance. That was amazing. It's the best insurance ever. That's something I will say for being a public school teacher is we had, at least we did, we had fantastic insurance. Millie says, "Do you remember at which stage your channel was in terms of views subs that you went full time on YouTube? I feel like it's so far off from me." Yeah, I went full time in 2016, and I was at about was I at 100,000 subscribers at that point? I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me see if I can find when I got 100,000 subscribers. I got okay, so 2018 was when I got to 100,000 subscribers. So 2016 was when I quit, but it was a risk. It really wasn't a good time to quit. I would say that a good time to quit your job is when you see your channel on a trajectory where it is going up and you are making enough to pay your bills comfortably. Unless you have somebody who can cover you if you don't make your bills. It is a very dangerous move to quit a full-time job to do YouTube full-time because you really are putting your life in the hands of an algorithm. And it's scary. Thankfully, my husband at the time owned his tattoo studio. He's since sold it, but he said he would cover me if I couldn't make as much as I was making teaching. And I didn't make as much as I was making teaching for, I think I got there my second year full time. I think I got to about how much I was making teaching. But that first year I didn't, and he covered me. So, I mean, really and truly, you have to see that upward trajectory of your channel, that it's gaining traction and that you are currently making enough money to cover your bills and more, which is really difficult to do. And because it's a catch-22. It's if you quit your job, you're going to have more time to create better content and you could make your channel grow faster, but there's no guarantees to that. It's scary. I mean, if there's any way, I would recommend people, if you can, if your job allows, to do more of a part-time position. If you feel like you're making enough to cover your bills and you think that that will help you to get your momentum going. But still, it's you're really putting your life in the hands of an algorithm, and it's terrifying. And you just have to recognize that that's what you're doing. And giving up on a job, like, I don't know, depending on your career, it's going to be difficult to find a new job. For me with teaching, I just re-upped my cert, so I knew I had time if things didn't work out, and there were lots of teaching jobs around me. So I knew that if it didn't work out, I'd be able to find a teaching job pretty quickly. Being special education trained and experienced in special education, I had my master's degree in elementary reading and literacy, which would have gotten me into a reading specialist position if it opened up. I also had a certification in teaching home ec. They call it FACS here. I got a certification in that, so that was an option as well. Like, with how many teaching jobs are available around me, I knew I could just jump back into teaching if I needed to. Would have been super easy. So I think that that was a reason why I felt comfortable leaving too, was that I knew I would be able to get a job. And it just was the profession that I'm in. So that's something to consider as well. Heidi says, there incentive for reaching 500K. No, there's no incentives. Bragging rights. That's all it is. It's a vanity number. There's no bonuses or celebrations or anything. There are YouTube play buttons that you get at certain times. I'll show you mine. It's on the wall. This is my YouTube play button. We did frame it. It comes unframed. This is my YouTube play button. And this I got for 100,000 subscribers. They are a bit smaller now than they were. So it just says presented to Jen Loves Reviews for passing 100,000 subscribers. The next time you get one of these is at 1 million. And I think the next one is at 5 million and then 10 million. And that's it. That's what you get, which is really freaking cool. It's really cool. I'm going to go put it back. Okay. Don't fall. Okay. It is really cool. But really, subscriber number is really a vanity metric. And it gives you credibility. It gives you street credibility. When people see you have more subscribers, they're more likely to click on your videos. When you have more views on a video, people are more likely to click on it. So that helps you to grow faster. If you're only getting a couple hundred views on your video, people may not give it a chance. They may think that it's not good quality because it's not getting as many views, when really that's not the case. It's just that it hasn't gotten picked up in the algorithm and not enough people have given it a chance for one reason or another. It's one of the reasons why it's so hard to grow on YouTube. Adriana says, what do you think of things like Patreon and merch as additional income? I love that for people. And actually, Teresa and I are working together to possibly do some merch for the channel. I love that. I think it's fantastic. I feel like with additional streams of income, along with the AdSense, the money that you earn on views, it's one of those things where I don't really see the criticism. Because if you don't want to participate, you don't have to, but it's there for people that do want to participate. If people want to participate in a Patreon or buy merch or whatever, like, it's there for people that want it. If people don't want to do it, they don't have to. And it's fine. Like, it's fine. So I don't see the problem with it. I think that it's wonderful. And especially for people that are just trying to grow their channels, it's a great way to get extra income from people that really appreciate what you're doing. I know a lot of people that have very successful Patreons that really help them keep them afloat. One of my favorite ASMR creators is Whisper Latina. And she really earns her money off of her Patreon. That is her big thing. And she lives right on the border of Mexico and California, in Mexico. And the dollar goes so far with the peso that she's able to really use her Patreon money to help support her family, where the YouTube AdSense is not nearly as good. Just number one, in the niche of ASMR, and number two, YouTube, their monetization in Mexico just isn't as high because it varies per country. She doesn't make as much per click as she would if she lived over the border. which is very unfortunate. At least that's what I'm being told. That's what I've been told. I don't have the factual evidence on that, but that's what I've been told. So Patreon really does help her out so much. She's got a son that's my son's age. So Citrine says, so a paycheck is based on engagement. A paycheck is based on yes. So for example, it's based on a lot of things. So for example, let me talk to you about the James Charles content, because that's content that's really been performing on my channel. I'm going to go to my analytics. Okay, we have this really cool thing where it's called YouTube Studio, and it lets us break down all of our stuff so we can see it at a glance. And when it comes to, oh, of course, it's going to glitch on me right now. Okay, so the first James Charles video got 400,000 views. Okay, the part one. Let me find it. 417,000 views. Okay. The amount of money I made on that video is directly related to how long people watched, because the more people watch, the more ads they're served. And the more ads they're served, the more fractions of a penny I get. And that's what ends up being my paycheck. So if the watch time is lower, then I don't get paid as much. So for example, part two, so 417,000 views on part one. Part two, 392,000 views. I made, as of now, more money on part two than I have on part one, because people are watching part two longer. And because of that, they're watching more ads, and I get more money from that. So it's not a one-to-one correspondence as far as how many views versus how much money. The other thing that's factored in is the what they call is the CPM, the how much money you make per 1,000 views, and then what they call the RPM. I'm sorry, the CPM is what advertisers pay per 1,000 views. The RPM is what I actually take home per 1,000 views. So let me look and see. And that's based on ad rates at the time. It's based on how many views, how long the person watches, and how many ads. So let me see compared. I'm not going to say it out loud. So CPM there, because this is the part that messes with people, and I don't want to share information that might affect other people as far as like exact CPMs and RPMs. Let me just compare them real quick. Yeah, so my CPM, how much advertisers pay per 1,000 views, was significantly higher on part two than it was on part one, which also led to more money for me. And one thing I really love about that is that there's no money out of the pocket of the viewer. The viewer isn't paying for that. It's free content. If you subscribe to YouTube, we do get paid for that. It's just in a different section. And I don't know what the current exchange rate is, for lack of a better term, of how much we make per subscription versus how much we make per ad people watch. I don't know. But long story short, way too late, that's how that works. So, like, for example, part four that I just put up doesn't seem to be getting as much traction as parts one and two. I worked harder on that video than I did. Well, maybe not harder. Maybe not harder. I worked just as hard on part four. I worked very hard on all of them, to be clear. I worked just as hard on part four as I did on parts one and two, but I most likely won't make nearly as much money because it looks like it's going to get hundreds of thousands of views less, even though it's already getting a lot of views. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying in comparison, the amount of work you put in does not equate to how much you get paid, because you're just throwing it out there into the ether and just hoping people like it and people watch it. And that's how that works. And I'm thankful. Please, I want to make sure I stress this. I am so thankful. And so many of you have watched it, and 100,000 views is a lot of views. And I am so, so thankful. And that is a huge success for me. I'm just saying in comparison. Tish says, what happens when people watch, stop, and then go back later to finish watching? I think that does sometimes count as a new view because we have a metric that shows us how many actual viewers, like how many actual accounts are watching you versus how many views you got. So there's a discrepancy there that people are definitely leaving and coming back and watching again. I do think that counts as an additional view. But what really matters, I think, is the number of ads that person watches. Or in the case of YouTube Premium, how long they're watching and how long they're staying on the platform. Because supposedly, when I get somebody, like let's say you get notification my video goes live and you watch my video, then you stay and you watch one of Audra's videos, and then you watch a Teresa's Dead video, and then you watch, whoever's video, Ali Glein's video or whatever. I get a little kickback for bringing you here, for bringing you to the platform so that you continue to watch other channels. I heard that existed years ago. I don't know if it still does, but I heard that that was a thing. Which makes sense, but that sounds really complicated. I can't fully wrap my brain around it, to be honest. But I do think that that counts as an additional view when you go away and you come back and watch more. Yes, Anna. So Anna asked, and the old videos, you continue to make money from them? Yes, absolutely. 100% continue to make money from them. The video that I made on the new face, that video rocked for years. For years, that video did so, so well. That was one of my highest monetized videos for the longest time. I was so thankful for that video. I bought Christmas presents from that video. Yeah, definitely. Yes, as long as there's ads on it, the videos continue to generate money as long as they're continuing to get views. Crystal, I don't know if we get less money if you skip ads to be 100%. I've heard that, but YouTube isn't transparent about that. I would suggest skipping ads. That's just me because I don't want you to waste your time, my friends. I don't want you to waste your time, especially if it's a long ad. If it's like an extra 15 seconds, yeah, let the ad play. But I've seen people say that there's like 3-minute not skippable ads and stuff. Like, don't do that. If you see a 3-minute non-skippable ad, hit refresh, get a different ad because that's not right. Don't do that. Don't do that. Never sit through a 3-minute ad that you're not interested in. Yeah, I don't know how it works as far as like if you click it versus if you don't click it, like as far as clicking on the ad to actually look at the website, or if you watch the ad, don't watch the ad. I'm honestly not sure. They've told us different things over the years. Yes, exactly. Adriana says, I watch a lot of art YouTubers and they're able to do so much more because of Patreon. I think it's such a great resource. Oh, absolutely. And I would imagine art is not monetized as high as beauty. The way that the monetization levels work, from what I've seen, is that the algorithm values topics where people have money in their pockets. So, for example, beauty. If you're watching a makeup video, they think you have money to spend. If you're watching a technology video about the newest Apple iPhone, they think you have money to spend. Cruise channels, I've heard, monetize really well because they're thinking you're going to buy a cruise, you obviously have some money. So therefore, you may click on the ad and buy the thing. If you're watching a gaming video, they don't see you as having money in your pocket to buy something right then from an ad or from the sales shelf underneath. If you're watching a vlog, if you're watching an art channel, if you're watching something that is more personal, it's not monetized as high. That is what I've seen as a pattern. That's not officially from YouTube, but that's what I've seen as a pattern. I did, by the way, speaking of that, I turned on super chats. I have been anti super chats forever. So many people are using them. And what I've noticed is it's a way for people to get their comments to the top if I don't see them. And there is a value to that. So even though they do make me a little bit uncomfortable, I did turn them on and I just saw I got my first one. So thank you so much to Cameron. Cameron, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I may turn them off again if I start getting uncomfortable again. Right now, I feel like I'm okay. All right, Cameron, thank you for your videos. Really helps open my eyes to who I want to support. I would love to see a bloopers video. Oh, I used to do bloopers videos years ago. My bloopers are not that funny right now. I will be 100% with you. If I felt like it was worth showing you, I would. I would. But thank you, Cameron, for being my first super chat back. I appreciate you. I would never like I feel like it's a way for people to make sure that I see your comment and maybe click on it because I feel like I miss a lot of people. Yes. Audra says, welcome to the dark side. I know. And there's everybody else does them. And it's like what I was saying earlier about if people don't want to do it, they don't have to do it. And I feel like it's just an option there for people that do want to. So yes, I did return on super chats. I did. I think I only had them on for maybe a week before. Andrew Pose, do you get sent PR? Yes, I do. I've been getting PR sent to me probably since 2015, but I don't have my address public. In order for a company to send me PR, they have to send me an email. I have to then give them my address. So I don't get as much PR as a lot of people that have an open address, which is good for me. I have that like that on purpose. So yes, I do get sent PR, but also the other thing is the only time I'm really reviewing things right now is PR purchase product of the week. So I don't want to have products sitting here that somebody invested to send me and then I'm not showing it to you. That's not fair. That's not right. So that's a thing. Angie says, well, they don't know their audience very well as far as like people who watch makeup videos have money. Well, they don't know their audience very well in some cases. I personally don't have money as in a lot of extra, but I love my makeup vids. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's just what I've heard. The more a video is shoppable, the more they monetize it is what I've seen. So. Emma says, would you suggest public PR addresses for newer creators? Does it just lead to a lot of junk? Yeah, I would recommend it. Absolutely. I definitely wouldn't recommend putting a home address. I would recommend a PO box or some kind of business address. Like for now, mine is the tattoo studio that my husband used to own. Thankfully, the new owner allows me to continue to get my PR there. She's lovely. She's wonderful. I love her so much. But John may not be working there at all anymore soon. So when that happens, I have to figure out what I'm going to do as far as my mailing address, because it's kind of weird to get my PR there when he's not even working there anymore at all. So, but yeah, it definitely didn't lead to a lot of junk. Not at all. At least it didn't back then. I don't know about now, but I definitely do not put your home address on there though. Put like a PO box or a business address or something. But yeah, I would recommend it. Totally. It's kind of fun because you get like presents in the mail. It's like, hey, I got something in my PO box. Oh, what is this? Oh my gosh, I'm on so-and-so PR. It's exciting. It's really exciting. Hi, Nathan. Nathan says you touched on how you've evolved your channel from makeup news to deep dives. Where do you want to take us next? More of this. More of this. We're on this train. I just pivoted. So we're on this train. I may go a little bit off out of like beauty adjacent for deep dives. We'll just kind of have to see how that goes. So that would be the next step, is going beauty adjacent for a deep dive. But the deep dives are definitely staying. I love them. They're fun. I am ready for James Charles to be over though. I'm so ready. So ready for this. This last part's really good though. Well, good in that it's important. It's an important video. And yeah, I'm looking forward to you seeing it, because I actually did a bunch of editing on it. My computer glitched and I lost out all of my edits and I have to start over again. So that's a thing, but I'm going to work on it some today. And yeah, that should be up soon. But yes, that would be where I would be taking you, is more deep dives, more what's up in makeup. I love what's up in makeup. I love the deep dives. We're just going to be doing more of this. And yes, Just Bailey John is retiring from tattooing. That's the plan. He always has that as a skill in his back pocket, but he's been wanting to retire from tattooing for years. It's really hard on his body, and he's just, you go through things in life, and he's just feeling done with it. So he's actually looking at getting his personal trainer certification. He's working on that now to become a personal trainer, and yeah, so that's his next venture that he's working on. You can follow him over on Instagram if you'd like. I think he's using JG365. Let me check, because he has all these. My husband he's kind of all over the place, which is one of the reasons why I love him. Yeah, he's using JG3 underscore 365 is his Instagram that he's posting to. And you'll see a lot of outdoorsy stuff over there, family stuff, and his fitness stuff. I don't think he's doing the tattoo one. Yeah, he's still posting his tattoos on his tattoo one. That's JG3 underscore tattoo. He is still posting his tattoos over there. Oh, Teresa liked his post on July 12th was his last post over there. So yeah, he's going for his personal trainer certification and switching careers, which he's going to be amazing at. He's going to be amazing at that. Oh, thank you, Daphne. Daphne says, I appreciate your hard work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Part 5 of James Charles should be going live. I'm hoping not this Friday, but the following Friday is the goal. It's already filmed. It just needs to be edited. So that I don't see why it wouldn't go live then, but again, not the best at time management right here. I just realized we are out of time, and it is already 40 minutes late for my moderators. So I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you found it interesting and helpful, and kind of a little bit more of a free chill chat. Next week, as we were talking about, there is no What's Up in Makeup. I'm just gonna say there isn't going to be a What's Up in Makeup next week, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It really depends on what stories pop off, whether I'm able to do some kind of semblance of What's Up in Makeup for next week. There will be live chat though next week. Live chat's going to be normal. There's no reason why I can't do it. I'm flying back on Friday is the issue. So I would have to be able to get something ready and up for you to film on Saturday, which is a lot, unless it's something I can just like, hey, here's the story. This is what happened. Here's my opinion. Thank you for watching. Like it might be something like that I just kind of throw together a couple of top news stories or something like that, just to get something for you if something really pops off. If it's boring, there won't be anything. But thank you again so much for watching. Oh, and then after that, everything is normal until the end of October. What's in makeups, live chats, all of that. And have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. And keep an eye on my Instagram. I'm going to be posting pictures from the event, maybe some of your favorite creators, hanging out with some of them. And yeah, mad love to you. Have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye.